Hey guys, so I am down here because I am forever doing something, you know, that I'm a DIY girl. I just look forward to doing something different. So the reason why I'm going to start this vlog off with this is basically I'm going to put a stand for my plant in the back. Reason why, the stand that I have the plant on is not stable because it's not the right size, so the pot doesn't actually fit in there. It's like really on top, so if I barely move anything, it might tumble over. And that plant is my project baby because I've killed one because I overwater, and another one I had on the window that I think it didn't like where it was at. So I'm like trying to keep that one alive to see if I can do it. I'm like so determined. So anyway, I got this crate and I basically stapled them together so that they'll be just one. And then there's some storage stuff. Then my gym area, I don't like all of this crap out. So I'm going to try and organize it. And I bought a basket that fits right inside the crate. So to kind of lighten up space a little bit. Plus the basket that I have my yoga stuff in the back, I'll show you in a minute, it's losing shape because I'm stuffing too many stuff in there. And that basket was not cheap. So I'm like, nope. I got to remove some of this stuff that's just not needed in there. So that's pretty much it. So what am I reading, guys? Ta-da-da-da. So this is the last romance and that I said I was going to do for this month. This is Beverly Jenkins' Wild Rain. It's the second one in the Woman Who Dare series. So, yeah. So, loving it, guys. So, this is more of, what I like is, this is, the, you know, the Old West, and in a town where women somewhat have more rights and more things that they can do versus other parts of the U.S. at the time. This is in the early 1800s. So, not the early, sorry, late 1800s. I forgot what year this was, the time period. No, this is late 1800s, sorry. So there is a man who is a writer for a black magazine, and he wants to feature a story on the town black doctor. But the doctor happens to be the main character, the female brother. And while he was going on his journey to meet him, he got flown off his horse, and she basically came to the rescue. And while he's trying to get to know her brother, he's intrigued by her because she's not like the typical woman he's ever encountered. And she has a past that is very not acceptable and also very much not common for that time period. And he's intrigued, but he's falling for her, so that's where the romance come in. I'll talk more about this in this vlog. This is going to be my weekend vlog because I haven't done a weekend vlog this month. Yeah, so yeah. So this is what we have with this. I'm far in. I am 139 pages in. And this is mass paperback, so you know there's not a lot of words on a page for this one. So yeah, you can read it. But it's so intriguing, guys. I love historical romance. You learn so much about that time period and what was going on, the customs and stuff like that. So it's more intriguing for me. So that's why I love Beverly Jenkins series when she does the old West series of, you know, and had romance in it, because especially when you have black romance that are historical fiction, there's this idea that romance didn't happen. Romance did happen, even though things were difficult at that time. And so I appreciate this. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am going to clean the closet, which I'm not going to show you because it's a mess. I'm going to organize it so that I can remove the bars, because I have these black bars you can see right here that I don't need to have it out when I'm not using it. So I'm going to clear it out so that it can have a nice space in there, because I have other workout equipment that is in that closet. I just take it out when I need it. And I think this needs to be in there because it doesn't need to be there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do on a Saturday. And doing laundry. Yay, adulting. All right. Hey guys, disregard my hands. I just did a second coat. So now I'm just drying and decorate that sucker next to probably late tonight or tomorrow. Because it dries, the paint I have dries pretty quick. Anyway, guys. Now, yeah, I don't know if y'all read the little small situation. Had me cracking up so much because the poor woman the poor woman used to the quickie. So when she finally gets, you know, she'll know how to look at that man the next day. I am cracking up. This is so funny. Oh my God, poor thing. Poor thing. She was ruined. Poor Spring. Poor Spring. If you read that part, you know what I'm talking about. You know, Beverly Jenkins, you clever for that part. So I'm pretty much, you know, it's the day after. Yeah, I need to read this. This is some good stuff. This is some good stuff. Some good stuff. I'm gonna talk more about it. But right now I'm going to, I already posted my weekly reading vlog for this one. RTH Chloe Brown. So go ahead and go watch that video. I just posted it. I'm definitely enjoying this, but I'm going to make a run for the streets, guys, because I don't have any water and I do want to go to the store to get something else. So I'm gonna do it while the weather is beautiful, guys. It's not warm, far from it. It is in the 40s, but it's so sunny and it just looks welcoming. Plus, it's, I would say 90% of the snow already melted. Like my entire deck is completely melted. So it's just, it feels from the inside looking out, you think it's spring already, but then the temperatures are now. So, but I'm not complaining because I think I'm going to still, well, I have no choice. I do have to go to the store. Well, I said there's no water in the house. I have no water. I drank the last of it already. But also I want to pick up some stuff. So, I'll take you guys with me. Yeah. Hopefully it's not too crowded. Hopefully a lot of people are not out there because that's another thing that's just like a turn off when I go anywhere and there's too many people. So, fingers crossed, you know. So anyway, and I'll come back to this. I am for it. I am for it. I am for it. Yeah. You know, she wasn't gonna get her no 1 minute man now. Sorry. guys, so as you can see, there goes the cart, and it looks so nice white. So I bought a basket for the bottom, so this is where I'll put like my resistance band, all the stuff that I was trying to stuff in this basket that was making it lose its shape. So I put them all in this one, in the bottom, and it worked out really good. And then on top, in the middle, I put, this is a lavender I'm trying to do. Guys, I don't know if it's going to work because it's indoor, but we're going to try. I'm on a planting kick. And then this beautiful plant here, guys, it's going to be death of me because I am on a mission to keep it alive. And because this one is so hard for me to find the perfect spot for it, that it gets enough light but not too much light. And it does, because I have a sunroof that in the mornings direct light will get to it. So it will be fine as far as that. And then I'll just have to make sure I control how I water it, because I'm horrible at that. And I cleaned up some of this. I removed, you guys saw in the previous, I moved all the extra stuff that I know I just don't need out, and I put it in that closet. And then I have a temporary plant here because I'm thinking of bird of paradise or snake plant here. This one is not a good spot for this plant, and I'm still trying to find a good spot for this plant because it needs medium light, and I'm not sure how to water this one yet, so I'm still working on this plant. But it's not going to be here because I want a bigger plant here. And that is it for this area. And the footstool still will go back there. But yeah, I'm loving this little area. This looks so much neater. And yeah. Hey guys, so we're gonna give you a rundown of this. Now before I do that, this is the second book in Women Who Dare, which you would think it would be like the town of Royal Rebel, the first book in the series was, but no, it's really a spin-off from this one. And this one, Tempest, you have Reagan, and she married she's a mail order wife for the doctor in this, which is, the doctor in this happens to be the brother of Spring. And she is her story, where you get how her life changed when she was about 18, and a family member tried to sell her up, not sell her, but arrange marriage with either somebody who was too damn old or something was just off by the person. It was wrong. And she ended up in a situation where you would consider her whole. That's the best way to put it back then, you know. And she had to have tough skin, and she had to learn how to do things on her own. She had to learn how to survive. And she has this unusual behavior what you would not see in a woman back then. So this is what Wyoming, while the male character in this, he is from the DC area. He's educated, went to college, he's a lawyer but doesn't want to practice it, so he has all the traits that but he's in town because he's writing an article about her brother for a newspaper that happens to be owned by his father. So while he is there, sorry if the light in and out because I'm using electric light, while he's there, he is fascinated by her. He was in a situation where he got thrown off his horse. It is freezing. It is winter storm, and he is out there and begging for mercy, and she happens to be the one that's rescued him and housed him until he was better. And while she's doing that, he's just looking at her like, what is going on? She's wearing pants. Women didn't wear pants then, you know, chops, and she had a gun, and she could defend herself. This was just like bizarre for him, but in a way he fell for her. He just found her very fascinating and attracted to her. And while he digging to learn about her brother, he's also digging to learn more about her, and that's how you get their how they're speaking and all that. When I am reading this, it felt like a piece of me was her, because she's a character that don't want kids, and that was something that I've had an issue with, where you tell someone you don't want to have kids, and there's just this big old conversation piece. Because a lot of times I feel like, especially in romance, there's that idea that you married and you have kids. That's like the norm. Versus you want a companion, but you just don't want to have kids, and that is just like not written about. And I like that she touched on this in this, and I was like, finally somebody can write a romance where a man can be okay with a woman not wanting to have kids. Yeah, it might seem far-fetched for some of y'all, but we are out here. We are out here. There are women and men who made a choice not to want to have kids, and it's nothing bizarre about it. It's just, we just don't want kids. And I read this like, yes, it was just so for me. Also, I like that it was action-packed. I was like, this is a romance, but then there's some shoot-up going on. There was Wild Wild West for real in this book. And I loved it. I was just like, yes. And I couldn't stop reading it. I flew through this because I was just like, what's going to happen next? There is this, there's certain things that they talk about this that is very historical in terms of, this is after emancipation. So you have different parts of the U.S. that was dealing with different things. So this area of the in the Midwest wasn't dealing with Jim Crow law yet. So there are things about this town that someone that's black coming from a different area that is known for Jim Crow laws and known for certain kind of discrimination come to this town, and it is bizarre. It's not kumbaya because there is racism in this town, but it's not as on the level of where he came from on the East Coast. So I thought that was interesting, because I think now when you look back, you think of those areas now as has some serious racial issue, and versus, I guess back then, this was like the late 1800, it wasn't as bad. So I thought that was interesting in this, and I like that it has characters who went to historical black university. Howard University was mentioned, and have degrees and were educated and had impact on small towns that were diverse, and that was interesting as well. Now I think she does this is one of the reasons why I love reading Beverly Jenkins. Yes, she writes other genres, but sometimes I am more gravitated to the historical part because I find that period fascinating. Naturally, I read a lot of historical fiction. You guys been on my channel for you know I read a lot of historical fiction. I probably read more than most genres because I love historical fiction, and I read it mostly in other literary area, but not so much romance. But when I want the romance and I want the historical area, I go towards her because I feel like you can learn something from her writing, but also have the passion. Now, it is some sexy stuff in this, but it's funny because this is a character that is dealing with the 1 minute man situation that was acceptable for her because of the situation she was in. And I just thought that was funny, but also realistic, because I just imagine how back then women, when you think of sex and sexuality, you think of it's a man's thing. Women are just there to make sure the man gets that. And this, I felt was I like that part in the story where he is on a mission for her to feel every moment of what pleasure is supposed to be. Y'all, Beverly Jenkins wrote the heck out of this book. It was not what I expected, but I am so glad I got to it and I enjoy it. And but there's so much you can dibby and dabby and talk about in this, because it does touch on a lot of different things. And the role of a woman in this, you know, was very, very important and very interesting as well. to analyze and think of this main character and what she's had to go through and how she decided to survive and her choice. Back to that, her choice is an A for me. Her choice is not necessarily what everybody wants or expect a woman role, but she has a choice, and there's a male character that was okay with her choice. Like, he went through the emotion of it, thought about it, and realized that it's okay. I'm for it. So with that, we're going to end this here, because I could really go on and on about this book. Because there's a lot to cover in this story. And I'm for it. So yeah, you want historical romance that deals with love in a time where I feel like a lot of these, when you think of this, like you question whether or not black folks were romantically involved. They had romance, and they did. We know they did. And this is an example how you get sucked up into their romance and can have that moment without thinking of the struggles that they were enduring at the time. This is what this does. So that's why I'm always encourage people to read historical romance, because you get that romance that you need to show that romance did exist even when the world was a hot mess. Worse. Still a hot mess, but it was worse. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and go ahead, go over my Instagram because I just recorded and it will be up before this video, and you can submit the word of the day for my journal mood challenge that I host every couple of months. So this is a spring edition, and just free to submit a word that you want to use for the challenge, and I'll work on the calendar and post it soon. So yeah, guys, I'm having a good day. And sorry for the lighting. I was trying not to use any artificial light, but this Mother Nature decides she want to do something else. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day. Bye.